Now, a BBC special report on President Muhammadu Buhari, 8 years in office, has described both tenures as a legacy of kidnapping, inflation, and debt. Although they say security got better with President Muhammadu Buhari, however, the gains were again eroded by the emergence of equally violent groups in other parts of the country under him as his government ran out of ideas. So part of what they say is that Nigeria's public debts could pass $150 billion this year. When he took over office, it stood at a little over $60 billion. That's double plus. His borrowing spree has drawn warnings from the World Bank that Africa's largest economy was using 96% of its revenue to service debts. Also, it says Mr. Buhari's integrity was also impeached by his frequent medical trips to the UK, despite spending large sums to refurbish a clinic in the presidential villa. Also part of it says that currently 1 in 3 Nigerians who want to work are unable to find a job. Before Mr. Buhari took over office, that figure was less than 1 in 10. The government has blamed a drastic drop in oil prices in its early days, the COVID-19 pandemic, and Russia's war in Ukraine. And finally, as a part we are taking, it says as he leaves office, Mr. Buhari's handling of the Nigerian economy will most likely be remembered for his botched attempt earlier this year at redesigning the local currency, that's Naira. An otherwise rudimentary exercise descended into chaos as scarcity of the new Naira note, which have now almost disappeared, resulted in untold hardship for millions in the country who relied on cash for basic needs. Over to some reactions. Now, Obina is saying that what a scorecard for a president and his party, the APC, that promised change and fighting insecurity and corruption, delivered the exact opposite, including enabling rigging of his successor. Isn't it incredible and very unlikely that a party with such record can be re-elected? And more reaction from Lemon, who says legacy of kidnapping, inflation, debt, fuel subsidies, scam, collapsed Naira, energized corruption, bigotry, nepotism, hypocrisy, fraudulent election, disunity, ethnic cleansing, etc. The bar has never been this low in governance in Nigeria. Also reacting to that is Deep Fake, who says despite his shortcomings, he still stands among the very best that had the interest of his nation at heart. From north to south, east to west, he is the only one that has rejuvenated our infrastructure. Upon this project, commerce will thrive, revenue and employment will come. And lastly, reacting to that is Jagaban Olu, who says the minute you see the name of the author of this article, Onduka Ujomo, you know he would lack truth and objectivity.